it's Ashwin Rao, and today I'm doing an unboxing from scratch on a pair of shoes, Wholecut shoes, received as part of a collaboration I'm doing with Bridlen, Oblum, and Blackbird Shoemaker. India has become a hotbed for shoemaking across the high-end classic menswear segment, but at an affordable price. And so I wanted to unbox this pair of Wholecuts from Bridlen to give you a first look impressions along with an unboxing here. So we're gonna go through the unboxing pretty fast and move on to some of the first impressions. The first thing I wanted to show you was this really nice Bridlen branded shoehorn. It appears to be made out of wood, solid quality material. It's nice and smooth, utilitarian, but I think a nice little touch to see. An extra set of laces. The shoes come with flat laces, but you can swap them out for round laces right here. So a nice option if you wish to go round. And then the two shoe bags that are rather nice appear to be machine stitched and have this faux leather, it feels like faux leather, pull tab. I don't know if it's real leather or not, but it definitely has a more faux leather pull tab vibe. But overall, a very nice looking shoe bag. The material is really nice. I would maybe swap out the faux leather for something different, but really nice. So as you can see, this is a pair of Wholecuts made on their due last using Goodyear Welting and a beautiful tan leather. I believe this is a European tan leather. It appears to come with a nice little shine applied, which is something I wasn't expecting. So that's really nice to have a little out of the box shine available to you. It's a full grain leather, fully lined, and has a half leather insole. This is something that I'd like to see the other brands do. You can see the insole right there. As you can see, pulling the shoe up, it's got a nice soft square last with a slight asymmetry, somewhat elongated, but a nice elegant shape. Not too fashion forward, not too aggressive, and also not too conservative. You can see we have a beautiful transition from the forefoot to a beveled waist. That's actually really nice to have a nicely beveled edge to that waist there, going from the sharp edge of the front of the foot to the beveled waist, and then a more traditional block heel. This looks like a stacked leather heel, and then you can see a little rubber back heel, a nailed heel block with a very slight scallop, and this beautiful round waist that also appears to have been shined up. I really like what Bridlen is doing with their soles. This is a very classy, beautifully done sole. You can see it's got a closed channel, so that means that there's no stitching seen because the leather was at some point folded over. The shoe was then stitched to fasten the outsole to the remainder of the shoe, and then folded back and dressed over. You can see a slight detailing, probably done with a fudge wheel or some device there to create this little pattern across the top of the waist, transitioning the forefoot from the round waist. You could call this a round waist. I would call it a round waist. I guess there's a slight bit of fiddle backing. See a Triumph branded toe tap, which I really think is a nice touch there. See, the shoe has 5 eyelets. These are blind eyelets. So while this is blind on the outside, it is actually reinforced so the leather won't fray over time, which is a nice subtle touch. Here we see the subtle bits of stitching done on the upper. I'm guessing this is machine stitched, but very high stitch density to the machine stitching. Nice clean work done on the top of the collar with the stitching here. And then, as is the case with most Wholecuts, you see a back heel seam here. There's no offset between the waist and the heel block there, and that's okay. That's actually fairly common amongst most Goodyear Welted brands, but you can see very fine fudge work done on the edge of the shoe. It's not perfectly consistent, but totally clean. And a pretty high stitch density. I'm thinking this is about 8 to 9 stitches per inch. I'll have to do a measurement, but it's definitely higher than what I've seen from Blackbird, and I will be getting soon an Oblum pair to me soon, so I'll be able to compare. The last, as I mentioned, has some nice curves. This is a feature that I was always curious about with Bridlen, because I feel like their native photography and some of the reviews I've seen of their brands do not highlight the true shape of their lasts. You can see that the toe box has a slight lift between the vamp and the toe box, which I actually really like. It has a slight upturning of that nose right here, which adds a little bit of definition, and you can see as the light plays that the last actually has some really nice shape to it. When you're talking about the market segment in which these brands compete against brands like Carmina, TLB Mallorca, Allen Edmonds maybe at the lower end, some of those brands, you're getting incredibly high quality, far in excess in terms of impressive stitch work, closing, detailing. We'll have to see how the leather has been clicked and ages over time with regards to, you know, how the creases and the rolls on this shoe form. Bridlen also has a founder's line, which represents an even higher level of finishing, as well as their founder's limited line, which features more high quality leathers and craftsmanship. And Bridlen has promised me that after their London trunk show and New York trunk shows in October, they will be sending me one of those pairs to review. But I will say that if their Mainline is any representation of what the rest of their shoes offer, they're already very well ahead of the curve, because their Mainline is really nice. I mean, this is at the level of a Carlos Santos hand grade line in terms of fit and finish. Really cleanly done, nice lines, what looks like a conservative yet shapely last, with good bottom and sole work done and details across the board that make this a very well put together. I'm going to get more into the details of the brand, their history, their heritage, their outlook, and their plans for shoemaking in the future. And I'm really excited about the fact that India is now becoming a place known for the quality of its shoes rather than despite the quality of its shoes. And that's thanks to brands like Bridlen and the others mentioned. So hope you're all having a good one. We'll catch you soon. Take care, and we'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.